Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Work lightly. The old lady is pottering around in the garden. Do random, unplanned work or activities or spend time idly. Move around aimlessly. A craftsman who shapes pottery on a potter's wheel and bakes them at a kiln. Work lightly. The iron normally used on the pudding green. Do random, unplanned work or activities or spend time idly. Move around aimlessly. A golfer who is putting. Do random, unplanned work or activities or spend time idly. One who is playfully mischievous. Do random, unplanned work or activities or spend time idly. Play around with or alter or falsify, usually secretively or dishonestly. Any of various long-tailed primates, excluding the prosimians. Do random, unplanned work or activities or spend time idly. Do random, unplanned work or activities or spend time idly. Do random, unplanned work or activities or spend time idly. Small mackerel found nearly worldwide. Do random, unplanned work or activities or spend time idly. A person who enjoys fixing and experimenting with machines and their parts. Try to fix or mend. Can you tinker with the TV set? It's not working right. Formerly a person, traditionally a gypsy, who traveled from place to place mending pots and kettles and other metal utensils as a way to earn a living. Work as a tinker or tinkerer. Move around aimlessly. Move around aimlessly. A craftsman who shapes pottery on a potter's wheel and bakes them at a kiln. A craftsman who shapes pottery on a potter's wheel and bakes them at a kiln. A person who twists silk or rayon filaments into a thread or yarn. A craftsman who shapes pottery on a potter's wheel and bakes them at a kiln. Someone who projects something, especially by a rapid motion of the arm. Of facilities such as telephones or lavatories, unavailable for use by anyone else or indicating unavailability. Engaged is a British term for a busy telephone line. Her line is busy. Intrusive in a meddling or offensive manner. Busy about other people's business. Keep busy with. Overcrowded or cluttered with detail. A busy painting. Actively or fully engaged or occupied. Busy with her work. Crowded with or characterized by much activity. A very busy week. Consume all of one's attention or time. Be on the mind of. Require, time or space. Occupy the whole of. Assume, as of positions or roles. The young prince will soon occupy the throne. March aggressively into another's territory by military force for the purposes of conquest and occupation. Keep busy with. Live, in a certain place. Make uniform. Work the clay until it is soft. Perform as expected when applied. This old radio doesn't work anymore. Be employed. Is your husband working again? Applying the mind to learning and understanding a subject, especially by reading. Mastering a second language requires a lot of work. Have and exert influence or effect. The artist's work influenced the young painter. Make something, usually for a specific function. Cause to happen or to occur as a consequence. I cannot work a miracle. The occupation for which you are paid. A lot of people are out of work. Cause to work. He is working his servants hard. Find the solution to a problem or question, or understand the meaning of. This unpleasant situation isn't going to work itself out. A product produced or accomplished through the effort or activity or agency of a person or thing. It is not regarded as one of his more memorable works. Have an effect or outcome, often the one desired or expected. The voting process doesn't work as well as people thought. Use or manipulate to one's advantage. She knows how to work the system. Proceed along a path. Work one's way through the crowd. Prepare for crops. Shape, form, or improve a material. Work stone into tools. A place where work is done. He arrived at work early today. Cause to undergo fermentation. The vintner worked the wine in big oak vats. The total output of a writer or artist, or a substantial part of it. Picasso's work can be divided into periods. Give a workout to. My personal trainer works me hard. Go sour or spoil. The wine worked. Activity directed toward making or doing something. She checked several points needing further work. Arrive at a certain condition through repeated motion. The stitches of the hem worked loose after she wore the skirt many times. Behave in a certain way when handled. This dough does not work easily. Cause to operate or function. This pilot works the controls. Exert oneself by doing mental or physical work for a purpose or out of necessity. I will work hard to improve my grades. Gratify and charm, usually in order to influence. The political candidate worked the crowds. Move in an agitated manner. His fingers worked with tension. Move into or onto. Work the raisins into the dough. Operate in a certain place, area, or specialty. She works the nightclubs. Operate in or through. Physics. A manifestation of energy. The transfer of energy from one physical system to another expressed as the product of a force and the distance through which it moves a body in the direction of that force. Work equals force times distance. Proceed towards a goal or along a path or through an activity. Work your way through every problem or task. Provoke or excite. The rock musician worked the crowd of young girls into a frenzy. Give an incentive for action. This moved me to sacrifice my career. Be in a state of action. Change location. Move, travel, or proceed, also metaphorically. The soldiers moved towards the city in an attempt to take it before night fell. The act of changing location from one place to another. The movement of people from the farms to the cities. Cause to move or shift into a new position or place, both in a concrete and in an abstract sense. The director moved more responsibilities onto his new assistant. Perform an action, or work out or perform an action. We must move quickly. The act of changing your residence or place of business. They say that 3 moves equal 1 fire. Have a turn. Make one's move in a game. Have an emotional or cognitive impact upon. Follow a procedure or take a course. A change of position that does not entail a change of location. Movement as a sign of life. Progress by being changed. Propose formally, in a debate or parliamentary meeting. Arouse sympathy or compassion in. Her fate moved us all. Change residence, affiliation, or place of employment. We moved from Idaho to Nebraska. Dispose of by selling. The chairman of the company told the salesman to move the computers. Game. A player's turn to take some action permitted by the rules of the game. Go or proceed from one point to another. The debate moved from family values to the economy. Live one's life in a specified environment. She moves in certain circles only. Move so as to change position, perform a non-translational motion. He moved his hand slightly to the right. The act of deciding to do something. He didn't make a move to help. A creator of great skill in the manual arts. A skilled worker who practices some trade or handicraft. A professional whose work is consistently of high quality. As an actor, he was a consummate craftsman. A skilled worker who practices some trade or handicraft. Someone who is the first to think of or make something. An enlisted man responsible for the upkeep of small arms and machine guns, etc. A skilled worker who practices some trade or handicraft. A skilled worker who practices some trade or handicraft. Eliminate urine. Make into a puddle. Puddled mire. Something resembling a pool of liquid. His chair sat in a puddle of books and magazines. Mix up or confuse. A small body of standing water, rainwater, or other liquid. There were puddles of muddy water in the road after the rain. A mixture of wet clay and sand that can be used to line a pond and that is impervious to water when dry. Dip into mud before planting. Puddle young plants. Make a puddle by splashing water. Mess around, as in a liquid or paste. Subject to puddling or form by puddling. Puddle iron. Wade or dabble in a puddle. The ducks and geese puddled in the backyard. Work a wet mixture, such as concrete or mud. English potter who started a pottery famous for its bone china, 1754 to 1827. A brand of fine English porcelain. English potter who started a pottery famous for its bone china, 1754 to 1827. English potter, 1730 to 1795. English potter, 1730 to 1795. A type of pottery made by Josiah Wedgwood and his successors, typically has a classical decoration in white on a blue background.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.